For thousands of years, humans looked at the stars and wondered about the universe. People watched the moon, the planets, and the stars, but many believed they already understood how the universe worked. They believed Earth was the center of everything. But one man was brave enough to question those ideas. His name was Galileo Galilei. With a simple telescope and a powerful curiosity, Galileo discovered secrets hidden in the sky and changed science forever. He was not just an astronomer. He was an inventor, a physicist, and a man who believed that truth should be discovered through observation and experiments. This is the story of the man who changed how humanity sees the universe. Galileo Galilei was born on February 15, 1564, in Pisa, Italy. He grew up during the Renaissance, a time when people were exploring new ideas in art, science, and philosophy. His father, Vincenzo Galilei, was a musician and scholar who taught him an important lesson. Never accept something as true just because everyone believes it. As a young boy, Galileo was curious about machines, movement, and nature. He wanted to understand why things happened. At first, his father wanted him to become a doctor, so Galileo studied medicine at the University of Pisa. However, Galileo became more interested in mathematics and physics. He believed numbers and experiments could explain the secrets of the natural world. One day, Galileo noticed a lamp swinging inside a cathedral. While others ignored it, Galileo studied its movement. He wondered if every swing took the same amount of time. This simple observation led him to study motion and time. It showed the world something important about Galileo. He could find scientific questions in ordinary things. During Galileo's time, many people followed the ideas of ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. One popular belief was that heavier objects fall faster than lighter objects. But Galileo questioned this idea. He performed experiments to discover how objects really moved. He showed that science should not depend only on old beliefs. Instead, scientists should observe, test, and prove their ideas. This way of thinking helped create modern science. Galileo became famous for his studies of motion. But his greatest discoveries came when he looked toward the sky. In 1609, Galileo heard about a new invention called a telescope. The first telescopes were simple devices used to see distant objects. Galileo improved the design and created a much more powerful telescope. Then he pointed it toward the heavens. What he discovered shocked the world. When Galileo looked at the moon, he saw mountains and valleys. This proved that the moon was not a perfect, smooth object as many people believed. He discovered that the universe was not as simple as humans imagined. He also saw thousands of stars that were invisible to the human eye. The night sky was filled with countless worlds waiting to be discovered. Then Galileo turned his telescope toward Jupiter. He saw 4 small objects moving around the planet. After studying them carefully, he realized they were moons orbiting Jupiter. This discovery changed everything. It proved that not everything in space moved around Earth. The Earth-centered view of the universe began to collapse. Galileo had opened a new window into the cosmos. But Galileo's discoveries created controversy. Many people did not want to accept his ideas. His observations supported the belief that Earth and other planets move around the sun. This idea challenged the traditional understanding of the universe. Galileo had discovered amazing truths, but he was about to face his greatest challenge. After Galileo's telescope discoveries, humanity's understanding of the universe began to change. The sky was no longer a mystery that could only be explained by old beliefs. Galileo had shown that careful observation could reveal the truth about nature. But his discoveries also created powerful enemies. Galileo continued studying the planets and made another important discovery. When he observed Venus through his telescope, he noticed that the planet went through different phases similar to the moon. This proved that Venus was moving around the sun. Galileo's observations supported the idea first proposed by Nicholas Copernicus. The Earth is not the center of the universe. Instead, Earth is one of several planets moving around the sun. To Galileo, The evidence was clear. He believed that science should follow what nature shows us, not what people simply want to believe. In 1610, Galileo published a book called Starry Messenger. In this book, he described his telescope discoveries. The book made him famous across Europe. Scientists and ordinary people were amazed. For the first time, people could imagine a universe much larger than they had ever known. But not everyone celebrated Galileo. Some people believe his ideas threatened traditional views about the universe. The conflict between Galileo and his opponents became stronger. Galileo continued writing and defending his discoveries. He believed that science and religion could exist together. He argued that studying nature was a way of understanding the world. However, his support for the sun-centered model created serious problems. In 1632, Galileo published another famous work called Dialogue concerning the two chief world systems. The book compared two ideas: the traditional belief that Earth was the center of the universe, and the new idea that Earth and other planets move around the sun. Many readers believed Galileo clearly supported the sun-centered system. This caused a major conflict. In 1633, Galileo was brought before the Roman Inquisition. He was questioned about his ideas and his support for the movement of Earth around the sun. The trial became one of the most famous moments in scientific history. Galileo was forced to reject his position publicly. He was sentenced to house arrest for the rest of his life. But even during this difficult time, Galileo continued his scientific work. His ideas could be restricted, but they could not disappear. During his final years, Galileo focused on physics. He studied how objects move and how forces affect motion. His research helped create the foundation for future discoveries. Later scientists, including Isaac Newton, built upon Galileo's work. Newton's laws of motion and gravity were influenced by the scientific methods Galileo helped develop. Galileo Galilei died on January 8, 1642. Although he faced criticism during his lifetime, history remembered him as one of the greatest scientists ever. His greatest achievement was not only discovering moons around Jupiter or improving the telescope. His greatest achievement was changing the way humans search for knowledge. He showed that questions, experiments, and evidence are the keys to understanding nature. Today, powerful telescopes explore distant galaxies. Spacecraft travel beyond Earth. Scientists continue searching for answers about the universe. The spirit behind these discoveries began with people like Galileo, a man who looked at the sky and dared to ask, what is really out there? Galileo Galilei proved that one person's curiosity can change the entire world. His message still inspires scientists today. Do not simply accept what you are told. Look closer. Ask questions. Search for the truth. Because every great discovery begins with someone brave enough to wonder.